Clewitt Peabody was in business for more than 100 years, employing tens of thousands of people. But despite being an industry leader for more than a century, the company was unable to survive here. That shirt tail is my rewind tonight. He was the sex symbol of the Roaring '20s, the Arrow Collar Man. Manufacturer Clewitt Peabody made its fortune on those stiff, detachable shirt collars. These are the collars.
These are the collars, yeah. And there were thousands of different types of Arrow collars.
But when doughboys returned from war, the Arrow collar lost its starch.
The men started rebelling against wearing detached collars.
That forced the Troy-based manufacturer to pivot to creating a brand-name men's dress shirt thanks to an invention worth millions.
Probably the most famous Clewitt is Sanford Clewitt, who invents something called sanforization, where you pre-shrink the material before you cut it into shirt.
In no time, the Arrow shirt became the most popular shirt brand in America, made right here in Troy, New York. The Clewitt Peabody empire here in Troy was so influential that founder George Clewitt would entertain captains of industry and government leaders right here in his front parlor. Why was Troy the center of this business?
We had transportation to move things out. You had a ready labor pool, so we have a large population, and it worked.
Over those years, thousands of local women sat at sewing machines on River Street, their tired fingers pushing fabric through bobbins, earning Troy through their aching muscles and eye strain the nickname Collar City. What did Clewitt Peabody mean to the city of Troy and the capital region?
Oh my gosh, they were one of the largest employers here. They had multiple factories.
But just like the fate of the short-lived fins on these Plymouths parked outside the factory, the shirt maker would eventually decide Troy no longer represented its future.
Just one of those things, you know. They got to do what's best.
And after 138 years as the centerpiece of downtown, Clewitt Peabody buttoned up its shirt operation and sent it packing to Georgia.
When I first came to Clewitt's, I expected this was where I would wind up being, and that isn't going to happen now.
Clewitt Peabody was acquired in 1985.
This place has been here ever since I was a little girl. This was one of the best places to work.
By the time it actually closed, it was hundreds of people, but it wasn't thousands of people.
Since then, its technology and name brands have been sold, and the blocks-long plant on River Street that turned Troy into the Collar City is now a silent reminder of a time when Troy collared customers all over the world. Clewitt Peabody was so successful that by the mid-1950s, sales had reached a staggering $87 million. But by the 80s, the new owners were forced to streamline operations. The majority of local employees were not given a chance to relocate to Georgia.